Hi everyone, welcome back to session 9 of your Maths Online Learning. My name's Miss Bowden and today we are going to be carrying on working on negative numbers but in a slightly different context to what we were doing yesterday. Okay, so let me share my screen with you and we can get started. Okay, so you will need a pencil or a pen, something to write with, and a sheet of paper to do your calculations on and write your answers down. Okay, so warm up for today, same as most other days apart from Fridays. You have got 5 questions to have a go at. Pause the screen, give yourself 5 minutes, and then join me back in just a second and we will go through the answers together. Okay. Right, answers. Okay, let's go through these. So 2/3 of 24. Remember, when you're working out a fraction of a number, we are dividing by the denominator, divide by the bottom, and times by the numerator, times by the top. So if you're doing 2/3 of 24, 24 divided by 3, because 3 is our denominator, 24 divided by 3 is 8. And then multiply by the numerator, times by the top, 8 times, so use the answer, 8 times 2 is 16. Okay, so that's how you can get that answer there. So B, 85,542 plus 432,594. Use your column addition, but make sure you put the larger number on top and line up the place value digits correctly because you've got a 6-digit number and a 5-digit number, which would be 518,136. Okay. C, 91.543 times 10 is 915.43. D, 67 times 17 is 1,139. Okay, I'm going to go through that one in 1 second. And then 678 take away 90 is 588. Okay, let's just go through 67 times 17 because we haven't had a multiply by a double digit yet. So 67 times 17. So I'm going to use column multiplication. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is multiply by the ones digit on the second number. Okay, so I'm going to circle that one to let us know that we're using this one. So I'm going to do 7 times 7 first. So 7 times 7, knowing our multiplication facts, is 49. So I'm going to put the ones digit down and carry the tens. I like to carry to the side because then I just know it doesn't mix up the calculations in the middle. But if you're used to carrying somewhere else, then just go with what you know. Okay. So the 4 to the side. Then I'm going to do 7 times 6, so the 1s times the 10, so 7 times 6 is 42. I've got this 4 that I've carried over here, so I'm going to add the 4 on. 42 plus 4 is 46. Cross that out, so I know I've used it. 6 down. I haven't got anything else to multiply that 7 by, so I'm just going to pop the 4 down straight away rather than carrying it over here. Okay, so I've used the 7. Now I'm onto the tens digit, that second number. I'm going to multiply by the 1. Okay, really important on that. When you multiply the tens digit, you need to put a placeholder 0. Some of you may know it as a magic 0, but it is a placeholder because we are now multiplying by the tens. Okay, so make sure you put that in. Then starting again, so 1 times 7, so make sure you always multiply by the ones digit first on that top number. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 6 is 6. Okay, haven't got anything else to multiply that one by. So now, last step, I need to add these two numbers together. Okay, so 9 plus 0 is 9. 6 plus 7 is 13. So 3, carry the 1 because it's the tens digit. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus the 1, 11. Okay, so 1 there and 1 there. So 1,139. Okay, so give yourself a score out of 5. Hopefully we've got some more 4s and 5s today and a lot of 5s tomorrow. Okay, so today we are going to be focusing on negative numbers, but in the context of temperature. Okay, so the first question I'm going to do, and then we're going to do some together, and then you've got some independent tasks to do again. Right, so the first one, what is the difference between these two temperatures? Explain your answer. Okay, so I've been given 2 thermometers. Okay, the first thing you need to do is identify what the temperature is on both thermometers because you haven't actually been told that. Okay, so as you can see, so we've got a 0 here, this line's 0, and this line's -5, and we want to know what this temperature is. So there's 5 intervals in between that, so we know we are counting up in ones. Okay, so if I was going from 0, because I'm going down to the negative numbers, we go -1, -2, -3. Okay, so the temperature on this thermometer is -3. Okay, looking at this thermometer, we're up here. The intervals are the same, okay, because they're the same thermometers. So 10, if we counted back 1, we would get this temperature is 9 degrees. Okay, you could have also counted up from 5, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, depending on which way you want to go about that. Okay, so now I need to know the difference between -3 and 9. It's up to you how you do this, okay, but I'm going to show you on a number line like we were doing yesterday. Okay, so I've got my number line. So I want to know the difference between -3, so I'm going to identify that, -3, circle that, and 9. Okay, so like we were doing yesterday, if you want to know the difference, you need to count up from one number, so how many jumps it is works out the difference. So from -3, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I've made 12 jumps to get from -3 to 9. So I know the difference between these two temperatures is 12 degrees Celsius. Okay, make sure if you've been given a question in context, okay, so this is in the context of temperature, you need to make sure you contextualize. Okay, that means just putting in the units of whatever your question is. So if it's in measure, say for example centimeters, you need to give the answer in centimeters. If it's in temperature, degrees Celsius, you need to give the answer in degrees Celsius. Make sure you put that units on the end. Okay, so let's have a go at some together now. Okay, so we've got the table shows the temperature in the classroom 1 week. Complete the table. So we've got each day from Monday to Friday, we've got the morning temperature, the midday temperature, and then the difference between the two temperatures. Okay, so the first one we've been given both of the temperatures, okay, but we want to know the difference. Okay, so I'm going to get my number line again. So we're starting on -2. Well, we've been given the temperatures -2 and at midday it's 8 degrees, and we want to know the difference. So we're counting from, I'm going to count up, okay, but you could go either way, knowing how many degrees we've jumped up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we've got 10 degrees Celsius different. Again, if you are really good at working out in your head, that's absolutely fine. You don't have to draw the number line if you don't need it. Okay, so the next one we've been given -3 and 10. Okay, and we want to know the difference because the difference is the missing number we've got for Tuesday. So we've got -3 and 10. Okay, let's count up together. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, 13 degrees Celsius. Okay, the difference. Right. For Wednesday, we've been given the morning temperature, but we are missing the midday temperature, but we know the difference, okay? So to do this one, we want to identify the morning temperature, which is -4 degrees. And we are going to be counting up 10 degrees because that is our difference, okay? So if we start on -4 and we are counting up 10 degrees because that's our difference. So -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so with a difference of 10 degrees, we would get to 6 degrees at midday. Okay, so the next one, very similar. So we've got the morning temperature of -1 and we've got a difference of 8, but we need to work out the midday temperature. So we need to count up 8 degrees. So I'm bouncing 1 to 0, okay? If we know our number bonds, we know that 1 plus 7 is 8. So I know that because I've added on 1 to get to 0, I know I'm going to add another 7 to get to my midday temperature. So my midday temperature would be 7 degrees, okay? If you can look for patterns and quicker ways of working it out, then that's always useful, so you don't have to draw each individual bump. Okay, then the last one, we have been given the morning and midday temperature, but we want to work out the difference again. Okay, so I'm going to circle the morning and midday. So morning it's -4 and midday is 9 degrees. So we want to work out the difference. So I'm going to use that 0 as my point to jump up twice and then add the differences. So from -4 to 0, I'm going to add on 4 because I would have made 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. Okay, and then from 0 to 9, again, that's a jump of 9. Okay, so in total, 4 plus 9 would be 13. So the difference between these two temperatures would be 13 degrees Celsius. Okay. Right, so now over to you. You have got 2 questions to have a go at, okay? So a company decided to build offices overground and underground. If we build from -20 to 20, we will have 40 floors. Do you agree? Explain why. It might be really handy to draw a bit of a diagram there and then count how many floors, just a hint. And then the next one is a table similar to one we've just filled out. Okay, you're filling in the minimum temperature or the maximum temperature or the difference, okay? So just look for that missing number. Okay, so pause me here, have a go at these questions, and then join me back in just a second and we will go through the answers. Okay, good luck. Okay, let's look at the answers. So a company decided to build offices overground and underground. If we build from -20 to 20, we will have 40 floors. Do you agree? Explain why. Okay, if you drew a number line and you jumped from -20 to 20, you would make 40 jumps. But that doesn't mean there would be 40 floors only, because you would have to include -20 in your counting of floors. So we wouldn't agree because there would actually be, well done if you got this, 41 floors, okay? Because you would have to include -20, 20 and 0. Some people forget that 0, okay? So there would be 41 floors. The next question, the table shows the maximum and minimum temperatures for Yellowknife in Canada. Complete the table. Explain how you have found the missing maximum temperature in December. Okay, right. So for this one, we've been given the maximum temperature is -23 degrees and the minimum temperature we need to work out, but there's a difference of 5. Maximum, okay, means it's the warmest temperature it would be, and minimum would be the coldest temperature it would be. Okay, so if it's a difference of 5 degrees, we would start. I'm just going to take this onto the next page, and it might be a bit easier. Bear with. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Okay, so because we've got a maximum temperature of -23 degrees, sorry, we've got -23 degrees, and we want, oh, I've done it again, 23. Okay, and we want a difference of 5. Because we're getting colder, we're going to be counting down. Okay, so we're going to get smaller. Some people make a few mistakes here because they think the next number down from -23 would be -22. The more negative you get, the bigger the number actually gets. Okay, so with the negative signs, it would go from -23, 1 less than -23 would actually be -24. Okay, so even though it looks like the number itself is getting bigger, because it's a negative number, we're actually getting smaller. Okay, so that would be 1 less. We want a difference of 5, -24, -25, -26, -27. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps to -27. We want one more jump to -28. Okay, so our minimum temperature would be -28 degrees. Okay, I'm just going to fill these next 2 in for you. So the maximum temperature is -11 degrees and the minimum temperature is -20 degrees. So the difference would be 9 degrees Celsius. In May, the maximum temperature is 8 degrees and the minimum temperature is -1 degrees. The difference again for May would be 9 degrees. Okay, for October, the maximum temperature is 2 degrees. The minimum temperature we want to work out, but we know the difference is 7. Again, minimum temperature would be colder, so we're going down the number line. Okay, so the minimum temperature would be -5 degrees Celsius. And then for December, we want the maximum temperature. Okay, so we know the minimum temperature is -24. Because we want the maximum temperature, we would be getting bigger, getting warmer. Okay, so we'd be counting up the number line 7 times. Okay, so -24, add 1 would be -23 because we're getting closer to 0, closer to positive numbers. And -23, 1, 2, -22, 3, -21, 4, -20, 5, -19, 6 will be -18, 7, -17. Okay, so the maximum temperature would be -17 degrees. Okay, lovely. Right, so mark yourself out of that. See if you can identify where you went wrong, if you did make any mistakes, but well done if you got all of those right. I'm going to stop my sharing now. Okay, well done for today's session. Tomorrow we will be doing some more negative numbers, and it will be our last session on our Year 6 Maths Place Value unit of learning. Okay, join me back here tomorrow for some more negative numbers. Bye.